it certainly is not a unicycle, as I mistakenly called one earlier, because it has 2 wheels, not one.
Well, this one has 1.5. It seems to be a little off-center, this bicycle. This is the Sudan Oasis Amran Marching Band drums. North Carolina Shrine Pipe Band with bagpipes and drums are coming up next from Garner. But these are the Dunn Clowns of Dunn.
Also Shriners.
Indeed. Who else? Who else would perform this way?
I seriously don't know how we would do our parades without them.
I'm afraid he has a problem with this suitcase here.
I'm afraid he does too.
Well, some things are going to have to be done with that valise. Those were the Sudan Shrine Clowns of Dunn. The T. Wingate Andrews High School Band is next. They're from High Point. Another large delegation, 136 musicians, 24 majorettes. John Burns is the director. I wonder if you can hear them over the conflict of the Sudan Clowns music.
Should we give it a try?
Let's try it. 12 drummers. In one of these bands, they had only one snare drum. Amazing, the different composition the directors assess their organizations.
That's our second band from an Andrews High School. One was from the town of Andrews. This is Andrews High School in High Point, followed once again by the military.
This is not a tank. It's not a cannon. It's an armored personnel carrier. Normally, it will carry a 13-man squad. There's a machine gun. This one goes 45 miles per hour. Tracked vehicle. If you'd rather walk, well, that's up to you. The queen of infantry, the queen of armies, the infantry. Here's Western Elements High School Band of Elon College. The mighty red, white, and blue band playing, you guessed it.
You guessed it. It's only the second time we've heard it today, though. They've also played at the Gimbels Thanksgiving Parade in Philadelphia, and their resume says awards to New President David. So we'll listen in today.
You may not have seen him, but Governor Martin was directing and the band as it passed by. Eddie Harris is the bandmaster. Here come the Caballeros, the Southeastern Randolph Caballero Band. This is from near Asheboro. Michael McNeely is the director of this organization. And again, it's half the size of the one you just saw. It only 51 musicians, but splendid.
It would make sense for Governor Martin to attempt to direct the band and be interested in it. He is himself a trained musician. He has sung tenor, he plays the tuba, and he played the tuba in the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra for 5 years. So he is in his element today.
And he can sing bass, no matter what Dwayne Powell says.
Southwestern Randolph is marching by at the moment. Randolph County is known for many things, one of them for being the home of Richard Petty, the stock car king.
Another parade of royalty as Miss Pembroke State University comes. Here is Christina Ruger of Pembroke State University. She's from Raleigh, and she's a freshman down at Pembroke.
Pembroke State is well represented in the parade today. We've had a number of people representing either town or the university.
She's going to be a coach. She's working to a BS degree in physical education. High Point Central High School Band comes next. Alan Parker is the director. High Point, the blue and white.
representing High Point with flair and dash today. It's the second High Point high school we've seen today.
From Forsyth County, the Republican Party sponsored a float. They will obviously get a warm welcome from the governor. At least they're waving.
Their float represents those things which Forsyth County and the city of Winston-Salem are known for. There are some Moravians in their traditional dress, artistic representations representing the School of the Arts, and industry represented by Piedmont Airlines, R.J. Reynolds Tobacco, and officers in the Forsyth County Republican Party following in the car behind. Wearing elephant earmuffs. I don't know if you saw that. It just went by.
Here are more Republican women who are waving salutes to the governor, who is standing and rewarding them with attention. The parade is not wearing on him at all. He is enjoying every moment of it. As we said, he was directing the band in the Stars and Stripes Forever as they passed by one of the previous bands just a few moments ago.
Forsyth County has a number of women in Republican Party offices. Mary Alice Warren is a member of the National Federation of Republican Women. She's a committee woman. And the incoming state president is also from, Joyce Glass is from Forsyth County. We've been up here telling you what's happening. Audrey's been down there finding what's happening. Audrey?
Thank you, Chancey. I'm here with a visitor from Catawba County. Your name, please?
Preston Ryan from Hickory.
From Hickory. And you were telling me a little earlier that Hickory and Catawba County is especially proud. Why is that?
Oh, certainly. This is one of our second Republican governor we've had in North Carolina, and is from Mecklenburg County, which Hickory is a neighboring county of it. And we're certainly proud to have him down here and to be down here to see him get inaugural.
So this is a very special day for you.
Special day for me.
Has the parade been everything you thought it would be?
It's one of the best I've seen.
In spite of the cold?
Oh, it's not too cold.
Oh, it isn't?
It's cold. It was cold this morning now. It's real cold.
But you're having a good time?
Oh, real good time.
And will you be attending the rest of the activities?
I hope to.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and a safe trip home.
Thank you very much.
All right. Back to you, Chancey.
Thanks, Audrey. Back just in time for a band that John's going to have to talk about because these are his neighbors.
Yes, sir. From Chatham County, the Northwood Senior High School Band, the Marching Chargers. Robert Fleming is the director, and Northwood is just a shade north of Pittsboro on 15501. Not a very successful football season this year, but the band certainly is.
Building for the future, John. That's the expression for that. Rebuilding year, I think, is what it's referred to.
And more clowns. The High Point Clown Club separates the Pittsboro band, that is the Northwood band, from the Northwest Guilford band, which is just in back of the clowns.
The High Point clowns come equipped with little critters on their hands.
The Guilford Viking band, Fred Ferguson is the director. Rather Spanish-looking here.
Come equipped with rebel
A little
yells,
bit of music.
apparently.
Unfortunately, they're going to pass us, I'm afraid.
It's a bit unusual to start with the rebel yell and then play the battle hymn of the Republic, and I'd be interested in knowing the rationale behind that one.
More Republicans. Another warm salute will be coming from the reviewing stand. Now,
Yes,
Governor
this is
Martin
Catawba
is about
County.
ready to catch a glimpse. Oh, yes, now he responds to the waves.
Audrey was just interviewing a visitor from Catawba County, I believe, and these are the Republican delegation from Catawba County. Catawba County is quite close to Charlotte, so this is very much Governor Martin's part of the state and a Republican stronghold for many years.
And they have 12 elected officials up there, so they're very happy riders.
Catawba County is in the heart of the furniture belt. Many of the state's fine furniture factories are in that part of the state.
Governor Hunt, you saw on the left, seated along with his lady and the lady of the new governor, James Martin. Here comes Farmville Central of Pitt County. This band is another first placer. They won the Snow Hill Christmas Parade Band competition December 3rd. They've worked for Governor-elect Governor Martin You know, it's going to be difficult to get
It's
away
hard
from
to
that,
change.
isn't it? Well,
As
it'll
of
change.
today, it's Governor Martin.
So they entertained the governor when he was in Greenville just after the election to thank his supporters down that way. The invitation, of course, comes to a band which plays very patriotic music. This Is My Country, America, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, which we just heard from the previous band. But this is My Country.
We met Congressman Jones earlier. This is his hometown band from Farmville in Pitt County.
Earlier we had a personnel carrier. This is the man who commands them. This is a command post carrier from the North Carolina Army National Guard. This is another speedy affair. It goes 35 miles per hour. How can they make those things go like that?
I was thinking the same thing, John, watching them go by. They're
enormous
probably going
weights.
3 miles an hour at the moment, but it's something to think about.
The governor showing his response to these youngsters who are fighting the cold and magnificently so. The Smithfield Selma Senior High School Marching Band.
From Johnston County, also
This is
very
supposed to have
large.
another electric bass in this band.
Yeah,
Chancy.
this one probably has the most petite majorette we've seen. You probably saw her go by on screen just a moment ago, but this tiny young lady proudly leading a contingent of 172 people, which is our largest one so far.
Directed by John Whitley. Smithfield Selma Senior High School Band also has a Naval ROTC drill team. This Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps drill. And it's an unusual thing, I think, for Navy to be in a place like Smithfield.
Well, you'll find ROTC units all over the country.
But
you might not associate it since it's not on the coast, but Johnston County isn't far from the coast.
Another part of Raleigh has Athens Drive High School, and this is their band. There are 70 musicians and 102 people in all, directed by Mr. Terry Blaylock.
Athens Drive serves the southwestern portion of Raleigh. It's one of the newer schools in the Raleigh area, but they have a very strong music program already.
Obviously, their colors must be blue. At least one of them is blue.
They also have a string of festival appearances and awards that they've won. It makes you wonder where young people get the energy to play in the band, travel, compete, do their studies, graduate, and have a life of their own at the same time.
Nothing like a Sousa March, Chancy. Puts the spirit into you, doesn't it?
Well, it's a patriotic occasion. It's time for patriotic music.
Wake County has sponsored this next float. It is sponsored by the Wake County Republican Party. This one, too, should receive a very warm welcome from the governor.
It's entitled Hope in America, and it features singers, so let's see if we can listen and see what they're saying. The most popular song of the day seems to be This Is My Country, and this is the rendition by the float representing the Republican Party of Wake County entitled Hope in America.
25 voices. Mighty Trojan Marching Band from Garner, southeast of Raleigh City. This group is numbering 86 marching Trojans. Steve Barton is the director of the Garner Senior High School Band.
In case you're wondering why there seem to be all of a sudden so many Wake County attractions, it is not your imagination. Out of consideration for the elements of the parade that had a long distance to travel and might need to get home earlier or to avoid bad weather, the people from the local areas are by and large bunched towards the rear of the parade. So you will see a lot of Raleigh, Wake County, and surrounding areas as we go through the rest of the attractions today.
Yes, yesterday we really had to wonder whether there would be a parade. They said if it continued raining, they were considering forgetting about it. I'm so glad it stopped, even though it brought something else, a little chill, but at least. Lincoln County Apple Queen is Rhonda Sides.
There she is.
Here's Rhonda.
Lincoln County in the western Piedmont is one of the largest counties in the production of apples in the state, a very important crop in the mountains and the foothills.
Miss Sides attends UNC Greensboro, University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
And it's from Lincolnton.
Love the girl. Oh, those apples. That's nothing like an apple on a crisp autumn day, eh? Cold, snappy, and snappy is the word for William G. Enlow Senior High School Marching Band of Raleigh. The Emerald Eagle Marching Band. David Rockefeller directs this group. I have never seen an Emerald Eagle. I hope one day see one.
I'm intrigued by the name, is the
But
Emerald
if there
Eagles.
is an Emerald Eagle, I'd rather see than be one.
You're right, exactly. Enlow High School is very close to here. It's in the eastern part of Raleigh and serves as the Performing Arts Magnet High School for Raleigh, Wake County.
Saluting the West Caldwell High School Lenore, North Carolina Navy Junior ROTC Group, Color Guard, and marching students, 50 in all.
Now, if you remarked on Johnston County having an ROTC unit, Caldwell County is practically in the mountains. That is the city of Lenore, so it's considerably farther west. All the service maintained junior ROTC units in all different areas.
From Greensboro comes the Dudley Senior High School Band, the Panther Marching Band, 110 musicians, 21 majorettes and flag bearers, and 16 pantherettes. Sheldon Williams directs this band.
With a very lively style. This is a group to watch as well as listen to, I think. Dudley is an old high school in Greensboro. It's been there many years, serving the community.
Watch the style and march.
This is the first of the bands we've seen today that has a rather different marching style. From Dudley High School in Greensboro.
Dudley Boppers.
I would think it would be difficult enough simply to walk, much less dance as you walk and
Indeed.
try to handle your instruments on a cold day at the same time. These must be the pantherettes coming by.
Contributing to a revisit to the old times, the Antique Auto Club of America, North Carolina's central chapter, Roxborough, Harry Lee Oakley and O.Y. Clayton, two antique autos. A 50 Studebaker Champion four-door, a 49 Studebaker Chrysler. No, it's a Champion. This, of course, is that famous old Raymond Loewy design Bullet. when this came out, Chancey, you don't remember, I do, that this, we didn't know whether it was coming or going. This one obviously is going past.
A visit from the past.
The Studebaker.
Now the first one looked
That
old.
first one
This
was
doesn't
not,
look
that was
old.
not a 1950 vintage.
No. Considerably older, unless I don't know my cars at all. The day has turned into a perfectly beautiful day. We were beginning to worry when it was getting colder and colder. Just as we went on the air, the clouds had started to gather, and we thought, oh no, it's going to rain after all. As we look around now, there are no clouds anywhere to be seen. You can see that beautiful blue sky over the street, over the Capitol, over all the spectators down there. Audrey, what are you finding out down there with the spectators?
The spectators are very cold, Chancey. What is your name, please?
My name's Matt Quarles.
Where are you from, Matt?
Rocky Mount.
Rocky Mount, my hometown. That's why I picked him, folks. Now tell me, this has been a very exciting parade, but there have been some very moving parts of it too. What's been the most moving part for you?
For me, I've had tears in my eyes about 4 times, but I think the most moving was the Vietnam vets when their banner carrier turned around to Governor Martin and they formed formation behind them. And I think everybody felt that more than any other.
I'm sure they did. Thank you so much. Back to the parade.
One of the newly created reservoirs is the Falls of the Neuse, which is very close to Raleigh on its north side. And this is Sanderson High School Band, which played for the dedication of the Falls of the Neuse. The principal there is Richard Murphy. The director of the band is Paul Northern.
Sanderson has fine choral groups as well as bands. It's one of the schools in Raleigh that is known for its music program. They have turned out in force today.
We'll turn back the clock with this next group, though. We're going to move back to colonial soldiers. We were mentioning some time ago Josiah Martin, who was chased out of
Yes.
the governorship at that time by colonials, such as you might see coming up here now. The 2nd North Carolina Regiment of Foot. That's it.
Regiment of Foot. That is the correct title.
And they are going to, I hope, not fire on us with anything in
Yes,
there except black powder.
They had intended to fire on us. We hope they warned the band ahead of time that they indeed were intending to fire, because we had visions of all sorts of security risks that they do. But they are a reenactment unit, and they're among several reenactment units that add a lot of life and color and style to the interpretation of history in the state. They're very active at historical events. They are at the state historic sites, at a number of historical celebrations. And what they contribute is a sense of reality, I think. They are going to do it. Let's watch.
Here we go. No, I'm afraid we're going to have to go along without the black powder.
Well, I suppose they just saluted the new governor.
Looks like they brought their family, too.
This Governor Martin will probably do better with them than the Governor Martin of their day. These are, the person in charge of this unit is William Lucas, who's from Dunn, North Carolina, in the southeast. But there's similar units really all over the state representing different eras.
Kerry, which annually sponsors contests of bands on its own, is next in line. The Kerry Senior High School Marching Band, the Imps. Don Stubblefield is director of bands there. 115 young musicians. And again, Sousa's Stars and Stripes Forever, but with a fanfare to introduce it.
This band, through its own work and through its Kerry Band Day, has done a great deal to foster the development of high school bands all over the region. Let's hear them.
National champion winner in the 1984 Dixie Classic, the Kerry Senior High School Marching Band. Well, another band. This one, who? Let me see. It's difficult to read that banner, isn't it? The Orange High School, Orange County High School Band
From
of Hillsborough.
North Carolina.
Governor Hunt, Mrs. Hunt, Carolyn.
Before the band, though, we've got Uncle Sam, I think, representing a
Rosy cheeks.
national touch. Followed by the Orange High School Band.
Bob Haas directs this band up in Hillsboro. A very old city with remarkably well-preserved homes and public buildings as well. The old courthouse has been restored. It's a beautiful thing.
We talked earlier about how Moore County was a county that had two distinct parts to it, the north and the south. I think Orange County is one as well. Hillsboro is, of course, a beautiful colonial city, as you were saying, beautiful colonial town, former capital. But most people will recognize Orange County as the home of Chapel Hill and the University of North Carolina.
Well, reviewing them are three of the presidents said to have been born in the state of North Carolina: Johnson, Jackson, and Polk. They look at the Orange High School Band.
Certainly President Polk would have enjoyed that. He was a graduate of the University of North Carolina, so Orange County would sound familiar to him.
Well, now we're going to vacate the inaugural reviewing stand so that each of the dignitaries, slotted for their own convertibles, will be joining in the line of march, following the Orange High School Band.
Pictured there are Governor and Mrs. Hunt, the outgoing governor, and his wife, Carolyn. What is happening is that the VIPs will be loaded up in it. It should take just a very few minutes. The parade doesn't just happen where we are sitting. It goes, as John mentioned a few minutes ago, several blocks around in Raleigh so more people can see it. And one of the things they want to see is the people who are being honored today. There's our new governor, James Martin. He will be riding in the leading car with his wife, Dottie, and will be followed by members of his family. There is more to the parade. The parade is not over. There are a number of other attractions and units and floats still and bands as well still to come. So stay with us. This will just take a few moments while they load up.
The governor is already off. He has acknowledged the cheers of the people right here at the reviewing stand. And, well, it looks like the dignitaries are getting in their automobiles. Perhaps we should.
In our automobiles? I don't know. They have a little bit more of the parade to go. They've loaded them up quite quickly. The governor and Mrs. Martin are just about ready to go along on the parade route, followed by former governors and members of the Council of State. The inaugural parade is coming to an end. It is not quite over yet, but as they depart from the reviewing stand, as the dignitaries do, perhaps it's a good time to remind you that the coverage today, live, of the inauguration and the inaugural parade have been arranged by the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters under a special cooperative arrangement. There are a few more things still to go with the inaugural ceremonies today. One of the most important things will happen when this part of the parade is done with, when this is over. The former governor, Governor Hunt, will meet privately with the new governor, Governor Jim Martin, and will exchange the seal, as we discussed earlier. That is no small task. It weighs 50 pounds, and it's solid iron. So that is a private ceremony that will take place immediately after this.
Lead quilting, by the way, which will be seen in its entirety on public television at the conclusion of this inaugural parade coverage, because we're getting very close to its regular time. So I guess it's just about time for us to say goodbye because our time is running out. So without seeing the Fike High School Band of Wilson, nor the Asheville High School Junior Razzi, or the Durham High School Marching Band, we lament that, but we were delighted to be with you this afternoon, and the sun has come out, and it's quite nice. The live coverage of the 1985 inaugural parade. Audrey, I think it's about time for you to say so long and a wrap.
Thank you, John. Since I started it, I guess I get the honor of wrapping it up. This has been a joint cooperative effort with the North Carolina Association of Broadcasters and broadcasted through the University of North Carolina Center for Public Television. It's been a beautiful parade, a lovely day, and we hope you've enjoyed it. Good afternoon.